Smiths Lake's what's called an ICOLL, so it's an intermittently closed and open lake. Wide opens is in response to rainfall in the catchment. So it's actually got a small catchment. It's only a little bit over 20 square kilometres and the lake surface is about 10 square kilometres. So the lake is very much a function of the wetness or how much rain we get in the catchment. So there's a number of agencies, state agencies, as well as council, who have a role to play in the management of Smiths Lake. Marine parks, we have DPI Fisheries, Crown Land, Council. We're acting according to a plan, there's an adopted plan, and each agency has its role to play. The key thing is the coordination, and that's provided by the council through the Smiths and Wallis Lake Estuary and Coastal Committee. We're managing for a variety of values. So fisheries, recreation, it's a natural system, it's also a marine park, it has these aesthetic qualities. So we've got to balance all that up and find what is the best regime for opening. So it's interesting, people sometimes just see it as a recreation facility. So the lake gets opened at a trigger level between 1.8 and 2.1 metres AHD. And so that level is reached when we have wet conditions in the catchment, and the lake gradually fills up over 6 to 12 months depending on those wet conditions. So the reason we open it then is because there's infrastructure, roadways, also private development and boat ramps, etc. around the fringe, which have dictated that that's the 2.1 is the maximum level at which we can open it. Natural breakout would be somewhere between 2.5, 3 metres, depending on the height of the beach berm.
It now has to be opened artificially, and it has to be opened artificially at a point in time when the tides are sufficiently high and low that you get the high water in the lake pushing out at the lowest of low tides, and that gives the best possible opening.
The lake gets open in the southern corner, and when we were deciding where it should open, we were informed by the history. And with Smiths Lake, there's over 100 years of intervention by the community, in the past, commercial fishermen, and historically the lake has been open in the southern corner. Roughly about 50 to 100 metres from the southern dune. When we looked at that with advisors, all the channels are set up in that locality.
So my husband Les has a lot of input on the opening of the lake. He was opening the lake with my grandfather and my father and my great-grandfather for many, many years. Well, in 2018, when we opened the lake in the southern end, it was a wonderful opening, and it stayed open for quite a while to allow the spawn that was coming up the coast, like the prawn spawn, the fish spawn, to come through the channel and into Smiths Lake.
And the important thing about an opening, it's actually the scour of the outflowing water. So each time we open it, there's 22,000 megalitres of water rushes out in about 1.5 tidal cycles. And that forces or scours through the sandbar, creating an effective opening. And then progressively, that closes up after the opening, very much depending on the swell conditions, the sea conditions, and the rainfall in the catchment. But can stay open anywhere from sort of 3 months to 6, 9 months. Generally, it's about 6 months.
It was a good opening. Yes, we can't control Mother Nature after we do the job. We had a beautiful channel there for quite a while.